What's up, everybody? Zero Eyes here, playing more Halo Reach solo legendary tips. This time on Exodus. That's right, doing them out of order. Did Long Night of Solace first. Deal with it. This is my least favorite level in the entire Halo Reach campaign, in which I really like all of the levels in this campaign, except for Exodus. Exodus sucks ass. There's really no elites. There's just brutes, and brutes are highly resistant against human weapons and really only take damage from Covenant weapons, specifically anything with needles. The needle rifle, the needle lure. Yeah. So here, when you've got your first three skirmishers, you're more than welcome to pick up a green gun. It's not going to do you a whole lot of good, though, for most of this level, but you're more than welcome to pick it up. Now, once you kill the three skirmishers, you're going to walk into this room, and you're going to get a little hint on your little comm thing about some suicidal grunts. That's a fact. There are three in this first little room, and then there are a few spread out that we'll get to along the way. Just remember that when you go past every corner, make sure you go slowly, carefully, monitor your motion sensor in the bottom left hand corner. As you see two grunts coming up the staircase, that's going to happen. They will come up after you if you don't go quick enough. If you take too long. I've been up for 24 hours doing a lab project that I finally got finished, and so just bear with me a little bit, guys. It's been a long day. There's a miscut where I go back a little too far, but nobody's perfect. As you see those two armor locks, and you come down here to the left, there's immediately a grunt that's sitting here. If you shoot him and don't kill him, he pulls out two grenades and chases after you. There's two or three more grunts down there as well. I don't know why the second one blew himself up in the doorway, but the third one made it all the way up. Once you get past here, this little hallway into this room I'm coming up to, there are four suicide grunts in this room. The one that's right here in front of the door, one on the left bridge, one on the right bridge, and the one all the way back there in the back. As you can see, if you can huck a nade properly, you can get the double kill on the two side ones. But one jumped back and I didn't kill him. I was a little upset. So anyway, once those 4 or 5 are cleared out, it's pretty simple. There's nothing in this room. You're more than welcome to pick up another green gun if you want. But the shitty room is what is about to come up, because there are 6 or 7 grunts, all with sticky grenades out, and I was contemplating on what to do when I should have just said, hey, throw a grenade. You probably could have picked up a Killtacular right there, or Kilimanjaro, whatever the 6th one is. But instead I just got the overkill and cleaned up the last 1 or 2 kills that I had to. Now continuing down the hallway, it's a pretty linear path. You're going to spawn up here right as you walk out of the door. There's going to be a dead Marine who's got an assault rifle and a pistol on him. My suggestion is to switch out your green gun back there for a needler. Because the needlers will pretty much, hey, you get a text message. The needlers will rape face on these brutes. There are 6 of them, 5 on the bottom, 1 on the top that's beating the shit out of a civilian. With the needler, you'd be able to kill 2 or 3 of them, more than likely, before you run out of ammo, which would make this part cake sauce. It would save you a lot of ammo and probably a lot of health and frustration for the next little bit. But hey, c'est la vie, right? You gotta take what you can get, and so I figured I could do this with the worst possible scenario of weapons, which is the shitty AR and the sometimes good but not that effective on brutes pistol. So it's pretty much the worst combination of weapons you can have. But this is how I make it work. Just remember that brute melees don't hit as hard as elite melees, so they won't one-shot you all the time, but they do hurt like a bitch, so anything you have without a shield, or with, you know, a quarter or less shield, don't even really go up and melee them, because you'll probably die. After you kill everything in here and pick up this little health pack, you probably will end up on this little plateau. Another brute and 3 skirmishers pop out. They're a pain in the ass, because the skirmishers dodge the grenades. It takes a lot to kill them with the AR, and they just dodge the shit out of the pistol. So skirmishers are just all around AIDS. Like bird AIDS. It's like bird flu, but with more AIDS and less flu. So you can see this part pretty much sucks. I have no shield. I'm just trying to run around and not die. Taking entire clips, if not more, with the AR to kill skirmishers. They're pretty much balls. So I figured this last guy, fuck it, I was just going to run up and melee him. The next little room you walk into is another health pack. There's 2 grunts on your right near the health pack. What I usually do though is turn around and come up these little stairs. There's usually 1 to 2 grunts that are up here. If there's only one, that means that the second one is right inside of this little walkway. Be sure to look out for them. Now in here, there's a couple of jackals with shields. There's a handful of grunts, and there's more brutes, your favorite enemy. There are approximately 5 to 6 grunts that sit up towards this little front entrance between you and the staircase. They're really easy to pick off. Keep in mind that there are jackals and or brutes that walk along those staircases that go up on the right and left. Specifically, the one on the left, there are two brutes. Fuck, I can't talk today. There are 2 brutes that sit in the back corner that you can't see until you actually go all the way up to the stairs, and they team shot you and kill you pretty quickly. This is another thing that's really fucking annoying about the brutes, is that they will just go hide behind things like elites will and regain all their health back and shoot you with that stupid gun. I hate brutes. I'm so glad they're not the major enemy in Halo Reach and they brought the elites back. Fucking elites kick ass. So you can see there's the guy that's the kind of armored brute. He's a pain in the ass to kill no matter at what range, so I think I said fuck it, and I just shot him at long range. Wasted like all of my DMR ammo, but whatever. Now right as you go up this little second plateau of stairs, you see there's the 2 brutes that I was talking about that don't run forward. There may only be 1 brute that sits up here, and the other one just comes up the back staircase, but nevertheless, if it takes you this long, there's probably going to be 2 up here. And I ran out of DMR ammo, so I had to improvise. And then down the staircase, there's a couple of jackals with shields, but I believe there's also some skirmishers. Maybe that's next. Either way, these guys suck. There are 2 health packs on the wall next to the elevator. You can use one now, like I probably need to use one, and I think I do. But try and save them for the next little part. As you can see, or you will see, I have a little issues with the health pack system. So you may want to have a backup just in case. So after this really long wait period between checkpoints, it's really a long time, a dropship finally comes down and drops 2 brutes and 3 or 4 grunts that come out of this door. And then another brute that has a hammer. You see right now. There are plenty of stickies on the ground from other enemies that you should be able to just stick that guy and run away and pick up his hammer. The plus side of this is that there's going to be another 1 brute that has a hammer, but there's also going to be a lot of other brutes just running around, as well as skirmishers. There's the other brute right there with the hammer, you can see, and it's just easier to kill these guys in 1 hit with the hammer than it is to try and shoot them and do all of this shit. And here it's pretty funny, I fail at getting a health pack and it almost kills me. The skirmisher is just going to town and shoot me with that fucking green gun. I thought that shooting the civilian would help me get it, but I don't know what the deal is. I guess I just wasn't at the right magic angle. But the point is I survive it. If I can, you can too. The next little part, when you get to the checkpoint, you get to run along the side of a building that's broken, and you get a jetpack. And here's the path that I take. I don't know if it's the only path, but it sure is the fastest path, most direct. I've cottonmouth. And so, this last jump is kind of a long one. What I like to do is actually jump, and then use the jetpack, and then let go of it, and then kind of just tap it in to get the rest of the way. This next part is kind of bird aids as well. There are a couple of grunts that live on the bottom level. You can take off, as you can see some on the staircase as well. Sometimes there is a no shielded jackal that sits on the edge. There he is right there, that fires a needle rifle at you. He sucks ass. Now usually what I do is I land on the bottom, come around the staircase, gives you a good vantage. It also gives you a place to tuck back into to hide. As you're going to see in a second though, really quickly, there's going to be a red dot on the motion sensor that charges me very quickly. And that is that there's a brute that has a hammer up here. And you don't want to be a part of that nonsense. So pull your hammer out that you still have and take his ass out. And I pretty much found the hammer to be completely ineffective for most of the rest of this level. Especially this part, because the brutes just back up into a corner and they have a long place that they can get to. So just clearing everything out, hug as many grenades as you can. Stickies are the best because they're harder to dodge, obviously, if you actually stick somebody. Every now and then you will get a brute that rushes you. It makes it kind of easy. Could you just pull the hammer out and wait around a corner for him to charge you. Brutes are predictable that way. You don't have to kill all the enemies down here, just most of them. I like to kill at least the ones that are specifically firing at me. And then I like to come along this edge. There's actually a ramp that you're supposed to go around over to the right, but we just bypassed all that shit. It's here that I drop the hammer, pick up the shotgun, and look to my right. There are usually 3 grunts that spawn up there. I only killed 1. If you only get 1, make a mental note. As soon as you get up here, the other ones are going to come out and start shooting at you. So be prepared to just look to your right again and shoot some grunts if you have to. While that's happening, the brutes are probably sneaking up on you like one is right now. So zoom out every now and then and actually look at your motion sensor, make sure nothing's sneaking up on you. Up here there's usually 3 brutes, 2 regular and 1 armor that has a concussion rifle, as you can see, shooting at me. He's pretty much a pain in the ass. Yeah, that's about all I gotta say about that. It was AIDS. I died to him quite a bit. Because I'm so bad at grenades at this game. And I'm not sure what I'm actually standing on right there, because that's technically off of the side, but I lived, so whatever.